What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Omar and we are locked in. This is Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Episode 5. Last week, the most important thing we need to talk about is Kanan and Marvin got the stash house robbed. And they took half of everything. And then there was a little shootout. Then a guy got popped next to Kanan and Kanan throwing up like he ain't caught a body himself. Man, it's crazy, and the show is starting to pick up. But before we get into this episode, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you'll be a part of it. Hit your subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button, it's the easiest thing you can do. So now we pick up where we left off. But we want to know, how is Raquel going to act to the stash house getting robbed and Kanan actually being at the stash house? You know she found that bloody shirt. So let's see what she's going to do. This is Power Book 3, Episode 5. We start the episode off with young Kanan getting fly. And if you know anything about the 90s, Georgetown, they were on top. They were doing their thing. So he's out here getting fly. First thing I'm going to say is, I don't know why he has these crusty shoes here. It's either the Timbs, the low Air Force Ones, or the Pumas. But he decides to pick the all-white Air Force Ones because you know you got to have a crispy white pair. But when he looks down at them, there's a drip of blood on it. And that blood is from the murder that just happened at the stash house. And he's looking at the blood like, oh man. Like, I don't understand why Kanan is acting like this. You killed somebody already and you were at the stash house when that happened. So you shouldn't be like, oh man, a little bit of blood, because you didn't brought home 2 bloody shirts. Come on, Kanan, get right. Now, one thing about Raquel, she doesn't miss anything. So she got the bloody shirt and she brought it downstairs and put it on the kitchen table. Yeah, people, the kitchen table that they eat off, bloody shirt. And she's like, someone got shot. Since you're standing here, what happened? He was like, oh, well, I went to the stash house to borrow some money. Well, Scrap owed me some money. And she's like, I know you're lying. You could tell he's lying. And she's like, I told you to stay away from that. Raquel doesn't want Kanan in any of this drama, but he's lying and he's taking up for Marvin because he doesn't want Raquel to know, oh, you know, Uncle Marvin helped me out, because Uncle Marvin also gave him some work to go sell. So what he's doing is covering for his uncle because his uncle's actually putting him in the game. Detective Howard and Detective Burke, they show up to the stash house. Now there was a murder there, so they're looking around, but you can see a blood spot on the floor, but there's no body, so technically there's no victim. And we know Detective Howard, he really doesn't do his work as much as Burke does. So Burke is like, what do we need to do? You know, it's a crime scene. He said, well, there's no victim, there's no crime. Our job here is done. You know, that's like me. You know, you go into a job, you see, well, it don't look like it need to be cleaned up. We good. Let's go. Y'all pack it on up. Because he's not trying to do any extra work. We ain't getting no overtime, so forget it. Let's get out of here. But I have a feeling she's going to do all the work eventually. She's going to start cracking the case, and he's going to have to go along with it. We know that's going to happen. Now Raquel has to have a sit down with Lulu and Marvin. And we know Marvin, look at him. I don't know. I don't know what happened. And she's like, look, Kanan ain't snitch on you. He already told me the story. So we're missing half of everything that was in there. And he's like, oh, well, I did save Kanan's life. She's like, no, you put Kanan's life in danger. I told you not to bring him there. And if you look at Lulu the whole time, he's like, you don't handle business, Marvin. Marvin is the mess up. Even though Marvin is Kanan's mentor, we can see it rubbing off on Kanan because they both messing up. But Lulu's like, man, you gotta handle business, bruh. And Raquel's saying, look at you. I'm in charge. You're the reason you're the reason you're messing up. Do what I say and we won't have to worry about this. And he's like, hey, what happened or what? Cut it, Marvin. We ain't trying to hear it. Lulu just Marvin getting the line talking about, yeah, somebody came in, I shot a nigga, bow, then I shot a nigga, bow, pretty much saying he was like Soldier Boy in there. He's shooting people. He got somebody in the headlock. He kicked another dude, pow, pow, pow. He tossed me the gun. He like, Mo, do something. And I'm like, pow, pow, pow. Man, and they looking at Marvin like, you lying, because if Mo was there, he would have had a shotgun. Marvin out here wilding out. I mentioned in Kanan and Symphony, both of their character breakdowns, that Kanan doesn't really have any like father figure or male figure in his life since, you know, High Post is gone. But that's where Symphony's coming in. Kanan's actually taking a liking to the class. You know, they built a little bridge, a little architecture bridge. And he's like, one thing about Symphony that he liked is that he was always teaching. Every moment he would give you a chance to like teach you something. So he appreciated that. And then Symphony starts giving him a history of like how racism and things within New York, like the bridge they built. I'm not sure what bridge it was, if it was the Brooklyn Bridge or not, but they built the bridge because there was a lot of black families moving into New York, and they moved across the bridge, but they still wanted to have access to the city. And that's why there's a gas station right there at the end before you go across, because that's where the people, the white people, are getting their gas before they head on home. But Kanan does say, hey, you like my mom? That's cool. And I respect this class. It's actually better than what I thought it was. If I could get a free architecture class, I'd be in there. These two fools, Marvin and Lulu, this is what brothers do. Me and my brother, we get in fights too, my younger brother. Now, when they come outside, like I said at the table, Lulu's looking at Marvin like, dawg, you got to handle your business. And he's like, man, look, the only reason I went to jail is because I got set up. And Lulu was like, nah, it's because you messed up, bro, just like you're doing now. And Marvin is like, well, look at you kissing our sister's ass, man. You sucking on her titty. And they get to arguing. And then he starts throwing jabs like, yeah, I heard about your little studio. Yeah, I heard Crown gonna get your girl, man. And he's like, well, at least a New York basketball player, a Knicks player, ain't smashed my baby mama. So they get to fighting, they wrestling out there, punching each other. But that's brotherly love. They gonna have this little, disagreement, but they gonna be back. And while they're fighting, the cops pull up, but they don't jump out. They look over, hey, y'all boys, get y'all ass up off that floor. Marvin like, you lucky little bro, you lucky. I've been giving Detective Howard a hard time with the job and being lazy, but we know he's going through stuff. He's actually looking for a donor match through his family members, but there aren't any. So for him, he may not be working as hard because it's like, man, I got life-threatening things going on in my life that's more important than this job. Now, they couldn't find a match with his family members, so they're going through the bone marrow donation. Random fact. When I was in Germany, I was in charge of the bone marrow at Spangdahlem Air Force Base. So, I'm authorized to give you the swabs in your mouth, send them off. But yeah, I ain't trying to hear that. So he can't find a match. And at this point, he's talking to the doctor. He's like, well, if we can't find a bone marrow match through them, what am I going to have to do? Prepare for like this being the end? And she's like, man, that may be one of the options we have to weigh in. So he has a lot on his mental now. We got Kanan and the crew. They had a little bodega. Famous is looking at the magazine. Ooh, these are the kind of girls I'm going to have when I get famous. Kanan looking like, okay, yeah, we hear you. And Juke's like, yeah, right. Long story short, Juke is like, you wouldn't know what to do with a girl. Plus, I've been with one and I know what to do. Famous like, what? You been with somebody? I was supposed to be the one to take your virginity. I've been after you since the 5th grade. She like, it ain't gonna happen. But she has been with somebody. Ain't nobody else been with nobody. Kanan got a kiss, but Famous ain't did nothing. Now, Juke, she kind of slips up and says, I think Davina may have had something with giving away the stash spot. And you hear Famous, what? Davina's a rapper? Like, hey, calm down. Now, I said this in the character breakdown. For Kanan, his weakness is going to be Davina. We already seen this. Davina's not worried about Kanan. Her loyalty was to Buck. He ain't been dead but a couple of days or maybe a week or two. And now Kanan, he's jumping out. Oh, we should do this. So he's mad at Juke. Oh, don't accuse her of that. It may have been Scrappy because he was sick and he didn't show up. So again, Kanan don't know what's going on. He's probably about to get Scrap killed because now he's going to be like, hey, Marvin, Scrap ain't show up that day and they got us. Now they're going to mess around and kill Scrappy and Scrap ain't had nothing to do with it. He just had bubble guts. I'm telling y'all, Kanan be messing up. He's going to go to Marvin about it. And we know Marvin be messing up. So Marvin's going to think he's fixing something and he's just going to mess up. You see how this just keeps building on top of each other? And now Kanan gets mad at Juke. You need to watch your mouth. I know your secrets. Like Kanan, she's just trying to help. She didn't say Davina is a rap. She said she might be. You need to talk and try to find out. Because I could already see this happening. They find out Davina, oh, I had to tell him because he was going to help my mom. And then they didn't messed up Scrap for no reason. And Kanan thinks, oh, Scrap just mad because I might be taking his spot. You ain't taking nobody's spot. You ain't in the stash house no more. You got after school classes. You got weekend classes. Raquel ain't letting you leave the house to do no silly stuff like, oh, move some work. Come on, Kanan. Oh, my gosh. And this is where the little beef between Juke and Kanan. Y'all know how it was in the Power series. She like, you think I'm scared of you, nigga? Fuck you, Kanan. She walks off. So now this is where the little rift between them started. We know Raquel, she's looking for a new apartment. She needs an apartment on the top and then one up under it. They want both of them that can look out on the street. Now Darius, the man that that rents the apartments out, he's like, all right, you can have this one. So she's looking out the window, smoking that cancer stick. And the man that lives there comes in. He's like, hey, what are y'all doing? I ain't moving out of here. Raquel turns around. She don't even say nothing. And Marvin just starts whooping on him. Bat, bat. I'm telling you what you gonna do. You gonna move up out of here. Now Darius is like, hey man, they still got like 8 months on their lease down below. They don't care. They about to turn this place into the Carter. Instead of it being the Carter, we gonna call this the Stark house. That's what we gonna call it. The Stark. You know what I'm saying? Just like New Jack City, the Stark. After that vicious beating that Marvin put on him, Raquel comes over and says, one way or another, this is gonna be my apartment. So how are you gonna be in on the deal? Pretty much saying, hey, this is gonna be my apartment. You can stay here, but we're gonna be working outside of this thing. So either you with it or you gone. I'm like, shoot, when do we sign up and do I get a gun? They talking about turning this Stark place. I'm talking about tearing it up, reinforcing doors, putting little lock rooms in here. I told you they turned it into the Carter, but we calling it the Stark. They in here. Darius is talking about you can't do nothing. Raquel still got that cigarette. We gonna do whatever we want. We gonna be all right. And I'm sitting in the corner like, hey, bro, we paying. Shut your mouth, Darius. Look at Marvin. He like, man, I might have to knock this dude out. He keep talking back, man. So what they want to do is they want to put a little compartment in here, a little chute. So they'll have the drugs on the top floor. If the police come in here, boom, we just drop it down to the second floor and we get on out of here, man. And that's where the architecture is going to come through. The brain power of Symphony, or they're going to have Kanan do it because he's been learning. But they're going to figure this out. Now, I know y'all probably like, dang, Mo, you be spot on with this stuff. I ain't in the dope game, people. Just that knowledge. Now, Kanan ran home pouting. They said Davina's a snitch. And he trying to figure out a way to make himself believe it was Scrap. Now, his mom gets home like, I seen you running, boy. Like, what's wrong? He's like, oh, nothing. But I'm tired of getting played. She's like, I know you know what you want and you're going to get it done. And you don't wait on anybody. And he's like, yeah, I'm not even going to wait on you. And the reason he's saying this is because he already got a little bit of work from Marvin. Now, his mom doesn't know about this. So for him, he's like, man, I'm going to do this on my own. And this is Kanan. We see it every single episode. He's messing up because he thinks he knows what he's doing. Now, his mom, she's giving in like, oh, okay, well, work with me, Kanan. Look, all this free time, if you don't want Kanan in the game, you're going to have Kanan come with you or something. Because letting this dude go to school on his own, he's just going to be running around acting wild. Like, you're going to have a chaperone with him or something. Because obviously, whenever he goes out by himself, he messes up everything. Kanan is out here lying to Raquel. So she said, all right, look, wherever you're going, I'm going to go ahead and drop you off. Now, when he gets dropped off across the street, we see Detective Howard and Burke, and they're watching. And Burke is like, I thought we was going to trace Raquel. He's like, nah, that's Kanan right there. His mom is a known drug dealer. And he knows that there was a bounty on Kanan's head when he came to the house after that drive-by. And he's like, you know what? Let's watch this young man. Let's see what he does. Because we all know that teenage knuckleheads, they aren't smart enough. They aren't witty enough to get past the cops. So it's like, all right, if we can get him, if we can get some questioning on him before his mom shows up, because he might not be smart enough to know that, hey, you're underage. You can't talk to the cops. And he can start telling stuff. So this is our prime suspect right here. Kanan goes around the corner and walks up on Scrappy about to mess some stuff up. Hey, man, I thought you was sick. Scrappy's like, hey, bro, if you don't get out of here, go run some errands for your mom. Nah, man, I need to talk to you, man. You know what happened to the stash house? Acting tough. Scrappy's like, hey, if you wasn't Raquel's son, ooh, I'd beat the shit. So Kanan's like, nah, I got my eyes and ears in the streets too. Because he thinks that Scrap actually has something to do with this because he wants to protect Davina. Like, bruh, Scrappy is loyal to Marvin and the crew. But he tries to fight him. Scrap's dodging everything, slapping him, punched him a few times, kicked him on the ground. Detective Howard's across the street with Burke. She's like, should we stop it? He's like, nah, let them tire themselves out. They gonna fight. And you could tell Kanan ain't no scrapper. We seen him when he was little, he was getting whooped on. Ain't nothing changed. He ain't got that gun, he ain't gonna do nothing. We seen him throwing up in the stash house. He's supposed to be a tough guy. You got a body, but you out here throwing up. You ain't even the one that killed the dude and you over here throwing up. Come on, Kane. Come on, Kanan. Now they have a reason to arrest and question Kanan. Yeah, he is a minor, but he can still get arrested. He can still get fingerprinted, and now he can get questioned. Now they have a reason. Okay, you out here, the domestic dispute, you out here, assault. They can take you in and question. I told you, every single day that we watch this, Kanan is going to mess something up. Now his name is going to be in the system. There's probably going to be fingerprint. If they ever find that gun, now anything he does, he's in the system. Kanan's in here. He's playing a tough guy role. I'm waiting for my legal guardian. So he does know the rules. You know, I'm glad Raquel taught him, hey, don't say nothing without an adult present or without a lawyer. So he's sitting there. And Howard's saying, you know, I'm not going to charge you. I could, but you know, I'm waiting to see your mom anyway. You know, we go back. She ain't ever tell you that. I'd have been like, I'm your daddy. I would have made him mad so he could say something. But what he's trying to do is be friendly with him. Like, okay, I see you got a little bit of street in you. I'm not going to charge you anything. But he's trying to make him feel comfortable. If he can make Kanan feel like he's a street dude and he's respected by the detectives, then he'll be like, all right, look, this is what happened, but I ain't going to charge you. You know what I'm saying? But Kanan, he's a little bit smarter than I thought he would be. But I still think that Detective Howard got a little trick up his sleeve. Kanan's birthday is August 15th, 1975. Sunday is August 15th, so it's Kanan's birthday. Dang, my boy will be 16 in real life tomorrow. But Detective Howard looks, you know, like, August 15th, 75. I thought you were earlier. In his head, he's thinking, man, I banged December of 74. You might be my kid. That's what Howard is thinking. And I'm like, yep, I was thinking the same thing, sir. Damn. Uh-oh, this may be a twist. Kanan's daddy is a police officer? Just a Mo theory. Just a Mo theory. Damn, they got me jumping between all the characters. Now, Symphony comes in. Kanan's like, yeah, I called him up. He's like, yeah, I'm here to get Kanan. Friend of the family isn't a legal guardian. He was like, well, pulling black kids off the streets for no reason is kind of illegal too. Detective Howard looks at him. Oh, we got us another nigga with a degree from I don't know nothing education university. I'm like, damn, Symphony, you gonna take that? But we got us a little stare down here, and technically, Detective Howard is in the right. It was a fight. He could arrest him. But Symphony, I'm sure he knows the laws, and he's like, hey, if someone is called to come pick him up and it's a family friend, then technically I can pick him up. But let's see how this plays out. Detective Howard's on his IBM. He probably got a floppy disk of Oregon Trail on the side, so when ain't no one looking, slide that thing in, pick the banker because he get the most money. But he's in the criminal database and he's looking up Rondell Stark. DEFCON, J Stark, Great White. Okay, they called him DEFCON. That was his alias. March 17th, 54, male, black, last known. Jamaica, Queens, okay, phone number, incarceration date, 74. So wait, he got arrested in October of 74. Kanan was born in August of 75. That means, someone was smashing in December. Is my theory, is the Mo theory lining up? I don't know. But the numbers don't lie. What I tell y'all, teenagers and Kanan in general is not smart enough or witty enough to outsmart the cops. Detective Howard gave him a napkin, told him to wipe himself off. Wipes the blood off, leaves it on the table. DNA all over this. Now, what did I say? He's going to be in the system. He may not be in the system because he wasn't going to charge him. And the reason he's not going to charge him is because he's trying to make Kanan feel comfortable around him, that he can kind of talk to him because his mom talks to him. Unique talks to him. So now Kanan got his DNA here, further putting himself in the system. Oh, there was blood all over Buck 20. Can we line those up? I don't know, man. I guess it's just the knowledge that I have from the years of experience I got from being harassed by the cops and, being in and out the system. Never been charged. No felonies around here. A1, baby. All right, we got Famous in there. The beat cool. His flow is cool, but we know he lying and capping them. Oh, we got shotguns. The streets need a body. Well, they ain't getting no body from you. I'll tell you that. Because you just stood there. I know you ain't had no pistol or nothing, but I don't think you would have run around the corner and busted anyway. Because you talking about, oh, don't take my sister. But he's in there flowing, and you see Crown bobbing his head because he's like, I can get some money and I can get some honey from his sister. Okay, these two party. Now it turns out Crown got this studio and everything, but he broke. He ain't really making no money. And his engineer's like, hey dog, I'm about to go to court for missing child support, bro. I need to get paid. The other engineers do. And Lou was like, how much you need? He's like, man, a couple of G's. So he tosses him some money. And he's like, all right, cool. And Crown's like, yeah, man, that's my boy Lou. Yeah, Lou, get him. Lou, give him some money. And Lou's like, yeah, well, Juke, she gonna go ahead and get on this song. Crown's like, wait, what? He's like, look, I done paid all this money. Juke's getting on this. She been making money since she was 5. That's why we call her Jukebox. She used to be on the corner singing. People like, ooh, Juke, you can sing. You go record a girl sing this song. So my boy Lou is making power moves. He's the money behind this whole operation at this point. And it's going to come to a point where he's going to be owning Crown. And Crown ain't going to like that. But that's a boss move. I'm about to become a CEO. You can be the executive producer, but it's about to be my label. Now Symphony is out here second guessing. Oh man, should I really be messing with Raquel? Because Kanan's like, hey, look, you can't tell her what happened, bro. Because if you do, she gonna lock me up, man. There ain't no coming back. And he's like, look, I'm not gonna lie about it. If she asks me, I'm gonna come clean. But I'm not just gonna give her the information. And he's just saying like, hey, dog, you don't know my mom. Because if she finds out, and whenever something doesn't go the way she wants it, she's going to burn everything down. And that's why I said Symphony's second guessing. Because he's like, man, if I slip up, if I mess with another chick, she's not only going to come for me. She's going to come for that girl. And I ain't trying to get hurt over no BS. Because I really ain't trying to date. I ain't really trying to date her. We just, we getting along. Just me something to smash after work. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, man, he's going to be here for Kanan because he can see the good in Kanan. He also knows that Kanan has a chance to be something. Unfortunately, we know he doesn't turn out to be nothing, but Kanan has a chance to be something. Juke gets in there. She starts singing this hook, and they like, oh, man, this is actually vibing. She feeling it. And Famous is like, yeah, we got me a little hit on the hand. Lulu out there like, oh, yeah. This business is starting to roll. So not only he gonna have a dope game, we're gonna have a music game. And Marvin, you laughed about me and my music, but look at me, I got your daughter and we out here making it happen. Jukebox dropped that track. She said, the hell with going home. I'm about to go see Babe. She gets over there, and even Nikki, she's looking, I call her Nikki for sure, y'all. Her name is Nicole, but she's like, okay, I like this song with you singing. The guy rapping, he's trash. And my mom, we making spaghetti if you want to eat. And let me break down what Juke is saying. She's like, y'all make spaghetti different. And I was thinking the same thing when I heard this. Like, nah, because y'all spaghetti be like noodles that ain't really cooked all the way with just like tomato sauce. Now I'm like, nah. I need some garlic bread. I need some cheese. I need some seasoning there. We actually put meat in our spaghetti. We ain't about to eat that. We're like, it's all watery and stuff. Nah. But, girls gonna be girls. They get the kissing. Juke on top. And Nicole's mama walk in and say, wait a minute. Babe, get in there. She looking at Juke like, if you don't get out of here. She wanted to call it the N-word. Nigga, if you don't get out of here. But she's just like, you get out of here. So this may be the end of these two. They're going to have to see each other outside of the house now. She goes into full Karen mode. Get out. The dude comes in like, hey, what's going on here? Do we have a problem? The spaghetti's down here. If you got, oh, wait, they were kissing. She yelling, you're disgusting. To believe I let you in my house. Blaming it all on Juke when it was obviously your daughter that let her in the house and was the one leading all this song. But she's not going to say anything. She's just going to let the blame be on Juke. And the husband was like, Linda, wait, what is going on here? I told you guys the spaghetti is ready. She's like, fuck that. There's a black girl on top of our daughter. She needs to get out this house. And he's just like, all right, well, guess it's more spaghetti for me. Dog, this whole scene is just funny. Nicole's like, it wasn't her fault. I was kissing her. And the dad was like, wait, kissing? You don't know what's going on. All you know is there's some spaghetti downstairs and y'all need to hurry up because when y'all go to sleep, I'm going to crack me open a cold when I'm watching TV so I can be normal for 1 second in this damn house. I'm talking about full Karen mode. Linda talking about, I'll call the police and have you arrested for rape. Oh my gosh. I can't leave the scene. Can someone please tell me what the fuck is going on here? They're kissing? What? What's going on here? Spaghetti is downstairs. Let's eat. Now it gets deep. We seen Raquel. She picked up Scrap. Scrap's like, hey, Raquel, I know, I understand it's your son, but I couldn't let him disrespect me on the block. Now, we don't know what happened with Scrap and her. She's just like, get in the car. Now, at the house, she's telling Kanan, I'm going to show you something. So if anything ever happens to me, you're going to have to know how to do this. And what she's teaching them is how to cook up. They went over to the, you know what I'm saying? Went over to the sink. You fill that thing up. Turn the oven on. Let that thing come to a boil. You get that Pyrex. You put it in there. You wait until it rocks up. You take it out. You put it in the string. Oh, my bad. I'm telling y'all too much. Y'all go Google that or something. But she teaching them how to rock up. And rule number 1 is you never cook where you live. Just remember that, people. Raquel playing chess, not checkers, people. Now, she picked up Scrap. Now, I'm already knowing what's going on here. And let me break it down to you. She took Scrap over to meet up with Unique. And she was telling him, hey, you had that little scuffle with Kanan. Now we can have someone infiltrate Unique. Because Scrap is actually loyal, very loyal to Raquel and Marvin and them. But he goes over to Unique. And since he had that fight with Kanan, now it looks legit since they got arrested. The man that brought him in actually seen him getting arrested. So Unique's like, why would you want to come over here? And he's like, man, that little nigga Kanan, he jumped me in line. Pretty much saying he's the next zone. Scrap, all he was doing was watching the stash house. But he's saying Kanan's about the dude that's going to be controlling the block and having people work for him. So Scrap tells Unique, I just want to come to a crew that's going to appreciate me for everything I do because I ain't working for Kanan. Now, if my theory is correct, all of this is planned by Raquel to infiltrate Unique. But I could be wrong. But most of the time, I'm not. You get that water boiling. You get that stirring and stirring and stirring. You let it sit for a little bit, take it out, break down, do your thing. But Raquel said, I ain't cooking this whole thing. You got to do it, kid. Now it looks like everything's going good. Kanan's learning how to cook. Marvin got the stash spot. Lulu's over there knocking down Jessica. Scrap, he just switched over to Unique, except for Jukebox. She's walking home, got the tears because she ain't never felt racism like this. And the one that she loves, her family is the one doing it to her. So, man, it's going to be a crazy episode 6. Doing the math. We figured that out. And now he has the napkin with the blood on it to take the DNA test to see if Kanan is really his. Raquel, we did the math. DEFCON got locked up in October. Kanan was born in August, 9 months from 8. Pushes it. Wait. That'd be January, it'd be 8 months. December, because my birthday is August 22nd. And I'm assuming my dad did his thing with my mom on Christmas because I was born August 22nd, 9 months later. You know what I'm saying? My mama helped me. But he's like, you hid this from me the whole time. You know, you look at me in the eye. You know the truth. This is crazy. This whole time, Kanan's dad was a cop. A crooked cop. Now we see why Kanan's all messed up in the head. His mom's a criminal, his dad's good, but his dad's crooked. And his stepfather, that wasn't even really his stepfather because he never met him. Oh my goodness, what do we have here? Jerry Springer, we need some help. And Maury, we need a DNA test. Man, oh man, this is getting exciting. We getting storyline twists. We getting everything that we wanted in this show. People say, man, this show ain't doing nothing. It's boring. Nah, this show is exactly what we needed going into episode 6. And let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think Howard is really the father? And what do you think? What do you think Kanan's going to do if he ever finds out? Because I think Howard might be the one to tell him. Let me know what y'all think. I'm Mo.J. If you like the content on the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.